So the other day I was outside. I had a generator issue, and that put me outside for like a half hour, something like that. So I'm outside, and I noticed these sirens. There were 3 of them. They drove up, and it was just right across the road. So I kind of went over there and, took a peek. Eventually, after a few minutes, they started, stopping traffic. So I was like, man, I wonder what this is all about, because it was a box truck. It was a Ashley Furniture box truck. I thought, well, this is time for Detective Mark to swing into gear. So I got my camera and I walked over to the nearest sheriff's deputy. I think there were like 4 of them, but the one nearest to me was the one stopping traffic. So I walked over there. I was expecting kind of a older guy with a big gut, kind of rough, kind of crotchety, bad attitude, that kind of thing. That's just what I was expecting. Not that all sheriff's deputies are like that, but that's just what was in my mind. And then the guy was the exact opposite. He was like, early 20s, smiling, laughing, joking, good looking, but just the exact antithesis of what I had been anticipating, which is good. So I walked up there and asked about it, and it was basically an accident, which I kind of felt was odd, because you don't see sheriff's deputies at an accident. I mean, for me, sheriff's deputies would be stopping, if there was like, drugs in the van, or maybe a van full of weapons, or maybe in the off chance, maybe some illegal immigration going on. I don't know. But you wouldn't, you think state trooper when you think of an accident. So I was just taken aback a little bit about why it would be an accident. So anyway, I talked to him for a minute, and then I turned my attention to the straight ahead, and I noticed that the drivers, there were 2 drivers of the van, were approaching us. So I thought, well, I'll go up and ask them what happened.
The line right there, and like I didn't see no brake lights, so I thought they were all going fast, and then I was so good going, and then my partner was like, hey, stop, they're actually stopped. And then so I panicked, and then I slammed the fucking brakes, because this is like very sensitive, the brakes. So I slammed it, and it's like so exorbitant, and in the back was like and then we fucking got stuck on that hill. If I would hit it was like probably 4 or 5 like cars in front of me right there, and then there's more on this side. So like I kind of got lucky. It was only the front brakes, So when I slammed it hard, it like the back like kind of lifted up. So like it's just scared. Like, so basically, it still kept going this way straight. Just the back was like going like this.
Yeah, it sounds fun though.
Dude, the funny thing is, the first thing I said, I was like, fuck, my soda. That's the first thing I said. And then Grumpy's like, fuck. You're going down here? Check's like, hey, you're good, fool, just reverse out.
So as you can tell, I mean, these are young guys. They're very excited because, something interesting happened. And it was entertaining talking to them. They couldn't have been more than like 18, 19, 20, but they were very friendly and very talkative. One of the things I like to do is time-lapse photography. You've probably seen some of it before on other videos. Down the hill, I had placed my camera, and I had aimed the camera at the mountain, because when the sun sets, you can see the shadows move across the mountain, right? So I go down to the bottom of the hill, and I check on the camera. It takes like between 1 and 2 hours to do a good time lapse. And so I turn around to come back up the hill, and I look at the very top of the hill is the sheriff's deputy looking down at me like that. So I was like, I wonder what this is about. So I went ahead and started walking up the hill, and said, so what's up? And he said, I was looking for the little boys' room. I said, well, you're welcome to use my trailer if you want, but there's several bushes around here. If I was you, I would just grab a bush. And he said, well, that's what I was going to do, but I saw your camera down here and I didn't want to be recorded. I said, don't worry, the camera's looking that way, not this way. Knock yourself out. And so I left. I'm just sharing that with you because he said he wanted to visit the little boys' room. I guess I'm going to have to remember that. That was a interesting way to phrase it. You know, being out in the desert, out in the wilderness, you know. So I just thought that was funny. So anyway, to end out this video, what better thing to show you than that time lapse I was recording at the time that he walked up. It's real short. Hope you've enjoyed everything.